Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, my little fishies, you've got the High Priestess as your key to the week. And in this regard, it suggests that someone's got some splaining to do. I don't think this is actually you. Because remember, the High Priestess is hidden things revealed. I don't think this is necessarily you sharing a secret. I actually think it's either news that reaches your ears that you weren't supposed to have or supposed to have yet, or somebody divulges a secret to you or some piece of information that has you kind of go, huh, okay. And it's like from this, you're having to make sort of new adjustments, changes. It's a good one. New adjustments, changes to your everyday sort of life or existence. The other thing with the High Priestess, this is a very psychic card, a very intuitive energy. You are naturally a very gifted intuitive. The challenge that Pisces has more than any other water sign is the discernment. There's so much of it. There's so much sensitivity that it's like sometimes the Pisces can get a little bit lost in the source. And this is where that sort of discernment can really, really help. Okay, so find a way to fine tune your intuitive gifts this week. When it comes to your actions and options, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. There's potentially a very lucrative piece of information that is being shared with you this week. Now, whatever is shared with you may not necessarily be the thing that's lucrative. How you put it into action, your actions and options, may be the catalyst that takes this energy and says, yes, okay, now that I know this, I can do this, this and this is what's going to make me my money in the long term. So this could be a hot tip. Maybe somebody comes to you and says, by the way, this stock or this share is about to blow up. And you think, you know what, let me put a little something in. And then later down the line, probably around between like July and early September, it could come good, right? So what you do with the information that you get is really where the lucrative part comes in. In terms of money, materials, finances, it could also be that a boss comes to you and says, listen, there's a position going, we want to let you know about it. All that kind of stuff. When it comes to your options that are available to you, there are things that need to be considered around the home this week, as in like the physical home or dwelling. All right. Now, the 10 of Pentacles coupled with the High Priestess can also represent hidden money. And the feeling that I have from this is this might be that you either find money that you'd put away for safekeeping. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. You know, when you put something in such a safe place that not even you can find it. So, you know, possible. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Lover's card. Okay. So, this is either you professing a crush to somebody or somebody is professing a crush to you. Either way, there's going to be a conversation this week about somebody that likes somebody, you being one of the somebodies, and it being, you know, maybe you were completely oblivious to this. Maybe you just, you know, you weren't even aware that it was a thing or this person liked you. Maybe they weren't aware. And so when you say this to someone, they're kind of like, huh, really? Okay. It could be very, very interesting, but there's a lot of potentially love-making connections available to you this week. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this may actually be that you're talking to a superior this week, a lecturer, etc. Maybe you're thinking about taking a sabbatical or a gap year. Maybe you're thinking about withdrawing. If you're doing it very silent and behind the scenes. Remember, the Lovers card also represents choice, and sometimes it's a hard choice at that. And so it looks like you're making a decision behind the scenes. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, again, similar kind of thing. For you guys though, this could be you puzzling it out over either a new position that's offered to you or becomes available. Maybe through the course of your duties, you meet with or connect with another person that says, listen, I would actually really like you to come and work for me. So you could be headhunted, or maybe somebody kind of gives you the elbow and says, listen, if you ever decide to leave this place, give me a shout, right? There's potentially a hush-hush connection made this week. If you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, people that work for themselves, similar kind of energy, but I feel like this might be like either a really wealthy client or a really big sort of business deal for your business or for you that you're at least not at the moment allowed to talk about. So it's kind of like it's going through, it's going to happen, but we can't really talk about it until it's done. And then, you know, I can share all the details with everybody. So there's something going on behind the scenes this week for all of you. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, for some of you, you might really be thinking about what you're doing with your long-term nest egg. This might be a week where you really are getting very clear on your long-term finances and resources and starting to ask yourself, okay, what are we going to do with the money? What are we going to do for money? And more importantly, are the assets that I have, like you could be doing all of that stuff. Very, very possible. Another thing as well, for some of you, you might be thinking about ways that you can not necessarily consolidate, but certainly, like, you know, they say a problem shared is a problem halved. Well, if you put into something with another person, then technically you have more spending power, right? So you could be finding a way to unite with or mesh with another person when it comes to money, finances, or resources. For your love and relations, you've got the 9 of Swords. So if you're single, honestly, the worry that you've had about this is going away. But it looks like you've just replaced one with the other. Like, well, you know, so-and-so has said that they like me and that they want to date me and da-da-da, and I don't really know if I feel the same way. And so there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of kind of going on up in her. And, you know, for those of you that you're the one with the secret crush, there's always that sort of feeling, right, of, oh, what if I get rejected? So what? What if you get rejected? At least you shot your shot and you ain't sitting there behind the scenes going, oh, you know, I wish I could just ask this person. Like, do it. If they say no, they say no. They're lost, right? Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is you forging long-term goals around the money, around the resources. And I really like this for you, especially with that High Priestess, because it's like whatever you're doing, you are doing it behind the scenes. So there's something going on for you guys in that area. And for your actual money, you've got the 5 of Wands. So there could be some potentially, there doesn't have to be hard conversations, but there could potentially be some heated debates. You know, it doesn't have to be loud, but there is potentially some heated debates around money, finances and resources, maybe with a significant other, potentially with a family member. So there's a lot of consideration here about what's happening with the resources, what's happening with the money. There is, however, advancement, and I like that because that 10 of Pentacles sees you kind of saying, well, this has pissed me off enough now and I'm going to do something with it. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, look out for your back, as in like your actual physical back. And then when it comes to your home and environment, the 5 of Wands, especially with the Lovers card, there might be challenges, problems or issues potentially this week with the neighbours. So just something to be mindful of. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care and I'll see you soon.